Hi, my name is Carly Pugh, and I am a student of Dr. Strange's EDM 310 class at the University of South Alabama, and this is my final video reflection, my final and last project ever for EDM 310. This is actually the 1,000,000th try for this video, so I hope it works out. I would like to start off talking about before and after. Before I started this class, there were a lot of different reactions from students that I knew that had already taken the class. A lot of people were kind of giving me warnings and cautionary tales about what to expect. And a few people told me some really good things, that this would be an enjoyable class and something really new and fresh, and one of the most meaningful classes to my degree that I would ever take. But I myself was not exactly sure what to expect, and thought this would be just like all the other classes I had that I would quickly forget, over the summer and not probably ever use again. But let this show on the record books, because I hardly ever say this, but I was wrong. I have learned more from this class and will take away more from this class than most classes that I've really ever taken. I see now that the different responses people have had in this class have a lot to do with probably the type of student that you are. If you're conscientious and self-motivated, hardworking student, you'll do fine in this class. But for those of you who might be sort of slacker or procrastinator, which I myself am on occasion, you might not have the easiest time with this class. But my biggest piece of advice would be to manage your time wisely and to not wait till the last minute, because that's never a good idea. And sometimes you have really sloppy work and people can kind of tell that you just threw something together at the last minute. I enjoyed writing and blogging for this class. Some of our blog assignments were really inspiring and thought-provoking, like Dr. Randy Pausch's last lecture and Sir Ken Robinson's video on the importance of creativity, where he talked about how schools are sort of crushing students' creativity because they don't value creativity and they don't highlight creativity. It's a lot about math and science and test scores. Not all schools, but a fair few. And I really saw this semester through this class what happens when you give people the opportunity to be creative. A lot of the creative projects that have come out of this class have been so cool, and some were funny or just really inspiring and neat, and it just shows that when you give people the opportunity, they are really creative and interesting. We got to comment on different blogs for students, kids, other teachers, and my favorite was the kids, because we got to comment on a blog for a class in Auckland, New Zealand, and I've always wanted to go to New Zealand. I really have. And it was just cool to see how the kids there really have some of the same interests and learn some of the same ways that middle school kids here probably do, but they're learning things in really cool and innovative ways that our students here probably really value and be excited to learn in those ways. Our group projects were also really helpful and a lot of fun. Our podcast project I really liked. I didn't think I was going to like podcasts, but I did. You can listen to our blog. On my blog, you can listen to our podcast that we created for, I think it's project number 8 on Google Lit Trips, which is something that you might consider using in your class because we really liked it. We also had to use Smartboard, and I've seen Smartboard used in class before, and I thought I was going to like it, but I really didn't, because it was really complicated and there was a lot of settings and stuff. And when we practiced the day before, and then everything went fine. And then the day we went to shoot our video, we had so many problems and malfunctions. It was a nightmare to edit that video. And another one of our group projects was our final project. We made a blog. My group did. The link is on my personal class blog, and you can follow the link to read our blog. I enjoyed some of the blog posts we had to do. One of my favorites was blog post number 12, where we got to create our own idea for a blog post. And I'd like to thank Dr. Strange for giving us that opportunity to come up with our own idea. That was so much fun. Oh, talking about blog posts. We just recently got to write about Alex, which is the Alabama Learning Exchange. And if you haven't seen it yet, you might want to look at it. It's really cool. It's been really useful to me right now because I have to write a syllabus for my teaching writing composition class, and I've been easily able to access the state course of study, which I have to write about in my syllabus. And when I tried to access it before, I had a nightmare trying to find the course of study. But on this site, it's really easy to use and find, and there's related lesson plans and things that go along with it. Alex also has a podcast treasury on podcasts created by students in our area, by students in schools that I've heard of, probably by teachers that I know. So it was really cool to see that. They also have their own iTunes U page. They have instructions on how to create your own podcast, and they also have a podcast competition. And this year's theme is bullying. And I actually read about this in my blog post on Alex. But to future students of EDM 310, I would just like to say, like I said before, manage your time wisely. Don't wait till the last minute, like I did occasionally. And also, make sure you visit the lab. Go to the lab regularly. Set aside the class time that you don't have to actually go to class to go to the lab and do your work, because when you start out doing your projects, questions and problems come up that you really can't anticipate, and it's so helpful to be in the lab doing it and have them available and right there to help you and ask any questions that you need. They're really helpful, and the equipment there is really cool. It's mostly all new and innovative. Dr. Strange is usually there, and you can ask him questions. He's a really insightful man. To the students of this semester, spring 2011, of EDM 310, I would like to thank you all for your support, your help, your collaboration, the creative projects that you've turned out that have been so fun to watch. Thank you also for being in the trenches with me, and I wish you all luck in your future endeavors and as students and educators. That is all.